Welcome to SRA 221. In this lecture video, we will be discussing one-time passwords. Let's quickly review some password attacks we have discussed previously. A brute force attack is an attempt to discover a password by systematically trying every possible combination of letters, numbers, and symbols until you discover the one correct combination. This type of attack is very time-consuming though, so while it is common, it isn't favorable if you don't have a lot of time. A dictionary attack is a technique for defeating a cipher or authentication mechanism by trying to determine its decryption key or passphrase by trying hundreds or sometimes millions of likely possibilities, such as words in a dictionary. A spoofing attack is when a malicious party impersonates another device or user on a network in order to launch attacks against network hosts, steal data, spread malware, or bypass access controls. There are several different types of spoofing attacks that malicious parties can use to accomplish this. Phishing attacks, which are extremely common, is the attempt to acquire sensitive information such as usernames, passwords, and credit card details, and sometimes indirectly money, often for malicious reasons by masquerading as a trustworthy entity in an electronic communication. And last, we have social engineering attacks. The attacks used in social engineering can be used to steal employees' confidential information. The most common type of social engineering happens over the phone. Now let's take a quick look at a replay attack. A replay attack, also known as a playback attack, is a form of network attack in which a valid data transmission is maliciously or fraudulently repeated or delayed. This type of attack can be carried out by an adversary or the originator who intercepts the data a user sends. They then can retransmit it, acting as the originator. In order to avoid many password attacks, including replay attacks, you can use a one-time password. The idea here is that your password is used only once and will never be reused. If your password gets intercepted, the attacker cannot use it to log on to your account. There are a couple of ways to set up one-time passwords. The first idea is to use s/key, which was a very popular idea a couple years back. This was widely used in Unix operating systems like FreeBSD, BSD, etc. The second idea, which is more common in today's era, is synchronized authentication. This concept generates a one-time password using the current time. The third idea is challenge response authentication. This is where the client needs to compute more than one step or multiple steps based on some unique input that is generated at each authentication trial. A user initializes s/key by selecting a secret password and n, a number of passwords to generate. A secure hash function is applied to the secret password n times. This will then be stored on the server. When the user attempts to log in, the server will issue a challenge which will be number n-1. Software on the user's client machine prompts the user for the secret password and applies n-1 iterations of the hash functions to it, and sends this response to the server. The server applies the hash function to this response. If the result it obtains is the same as the value it stored earlier, the authentication worked. The user will be authenticated, and the server will replace the stored value with the response obtained from the client and decrements the password counter.